what is business law and definition of law and definition of business law and nature of the business law. So first we will going about the definition of law. And Holland defined law as is a rule of external human action enforced by sovereign political authority. So what it is a law is actually a rule for whom, for external human action who enforced by the sovereign political authority. So actually it is a rule of external human action. For what we are doing for this rule is for the external human action, which is who is enforced. It is enforced by the sovereign political authority. So a law is a rule of external human action which is enforced by the sovereign political authority. So I hope you are clear with that. And next, we already studied about the definition of law, and here we discuss it is a rule of external for what it is on this. It is a rule of external human action enforced. It is actually a rule of external. It is actually a rule. When this rule is come to business, what are the rules which is forced in the business? That is known as business law. I hope you're clear with it. Okay. The phrase business law or the mercantile law, which deals with the right and obligation arise of transaction between the mercantile person. Actually, this business law deals with mercantile person, which law which deals with the right and obligation around what are the rights and what are the obligations. What are the obligations or the right? Which is arising out when the transaction when there is a transaction between the mercantile. It is actually the transaction between the mercantile person is termed as in a law. Okay, I hope you're clear. Then next one is I will teach about what is the meaning of business law. The business law is actually a mercantile or a commercial law. What is it is also known as mercantile law or commercial law. I can repeat, the business law is otherwise called a mercantile or a commercial law. It is a part of civil law. This business law is a part of civil law which governs and regulates and the trade and auxiliaries to trade. Governs the what it is governs. It governs and regulates the trade and auxiliaries to the trade. What it regulates the trade and the auxiliaries to the trade also, and it deals with the right and duties arising out only the business transaction. It deals with the right, what are the rights and the duties are there. It will be arising out, it deals with that. What are the rights and duties with in the business transaction, that is called what? Business law. And its scope is actually wide. It is a broader concept, a wider concept. Okay, it includes law relating to concept of sales of good, partnership, agency. That will be, you will be learning about it in the future classes. And now what are the nature of the business law? The most business transactions are governed by well-established body of rule. There are law governing transaction of labor, discrimination law, minimum wages law, workers' combination law. In specialized business license are required. Some business are subjecting to ongoing business resolution, intellectual property right. So, and this business law and this business transaction is governed by government. Established body of rule. Actually, this transactions which is there in the business, actually, which is also controlled or governed by the government, which is it has a law for the transaction purpose. There is a rule or a law that is known as business law, and there are they are the law governing the transaction of labor. These are the law for the transaction of the labor also. For transaction between the business, transaction in the business, transaction of the labor, it is also dependent then, and it is all the business law. It is characteristics of discrimination. If there is any discrimination, is there. So it is also the minimum wages law. Whether the labor whether the employer is getting employer or employee is getting the minimum wage, and whether the employee is getting the minimum compensations, whether they are providing it. So this is coming to that, and it specialized the business license are required. In specialized business license are also required for a law, that is to be in the specialized, which is you need a specialized business, so you need that to have a license. And business are subject to ongoing business resolutions, and intellectual property rights are also written in there. Thank you and have a nice day. We can meet in the next classes.